All right.
Wish I had a little more head.
No, I pour mine without. It's perfect.
Just
Welcome
just
to
won't.
Brew the Truth, the second show.
Get
That's
it?
the
It's a
working
play on
title.
words.
Yeah, it's I think they call those puns, but
Ah!
so we have that in there. It's you got DullOxide here again and Joe, um, and today we're gonna talk about some things that we think need talking about. So first
What
off,
is that?
cheers.
Is that the only criteria? Ding.
I mean, we'll take suggestions and things like that if we ever get popular. But for now, it's basically going to be, yeah, whatever we want to talk about.
Nice. I hope we never get
So
popular. By the way, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Sam Adams Winter Lager.
Sam Adams.
Yeah, it's nice. Dos Equis.
I got a variety pack. It's pretty legit.
All right. So first thing we're going to go over is some of the stuff that we saw recently at CES, which I know we're a little bit late on, but you know, when you're only doing a show every 2 weeks, you miss some things. So
You could
first
say they
off,
had a CES.
we're going to talk about some of the things that we thought were cool at CES, and then we're
Yes.
going to go over some of the weird things that we're not sure about.
There certainly
Some of
was
them,
a dearth of things that
yeah.
were not cool.
Yeah, and you know, we're probably going to say some things that most people think are actually kind of weird. So, first off, we're going to start with the LG Wallpaper TV, which is definitely cool. Um, just really wicked cool. We've seen these bendable TVs for a while now, but
Well, we haven't
to
seen bendable TVs or some bendable displays like in the news and stuff, but not like a consumer product.
well, I mean, they've had them since last year. They haven't been this
Not as a
thin.
consumer product.
Yeah, not as a consumer product. They were only ever just announced as concept and shown proof of concept.
Well,
But
they showed them with these really hot Korean ladies.
yeah, that was this year.
No, but no, like when they first every time LG or one of these Korean companies show them, they show them with these.
Uh-huh.
You know, my wife watches this show. Never mind.
So yeah, they do, and they're really cool. I'm not sure what exactly you need a bendable TV for. I did like the contour display and the what's the reverse of contour? Um,
Context?
yeah,
I don't
I don't
know.
know, but the curved in and the curved out, I liked that because I do enjoy. I feel like that gives you a
Oh, convex.
convex. Thank you. Yeah,
Nailed it.
it gives you more of a feel of what's going on. So I do like that because it gives you viewing angles, like unlimited viewing angles, which is really cool. So that's definitely cool. This was one of your picks. So why do you feel like this was such a cool pick?
Well, mostly, well, the thing I really liked about it was that it could just magnet onto your wall,
Hmm.
and the way that you can set your entertainment system can change now. Like right now, I think that the state of the entertainment system is like, okay, well, you have all your set-top boxes and you put them on your little shelves, and then you put your TV above that, and that takes up like this entire spot of the wall. But now what you could do is mount all your set-top boxes vertically instead of horizontally, put them on the wall in this little, display thing. And as
Yeah,
long as
yeah.
your IR receivers are faced properly, you could just give yourself a lot more room in the house you already have. So potentially you could make more use of the space you already have.
I'm curious what the power unit on these looks like, but once they release more on it, we'll know.
Yeah, well,
So
and some of these TVs, like the um, well, some of the other panels, it's like the same panel but different
mhm.
brands and stuff. They
Yeah,
they incorporate the display into the stand. Well, sorry, they incorporate like whatever the electronics are for it into the stand or
yeah.
into
So
like
you
a
kind
little
of miss it.
corded thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So, well, kind of on the same, but not quite. I want to go on to the next thing that I thought was kind of cool, which people more than likely think is really lame.
And what is
But
this?
this is the Tanvas Touch. This is a screen that actually gives you the feeling of the things that are on it. So, for instance, if you see in the little picture we have here, it's got choppy, grainy, fine, wavy. When you run your finger over it, it actually gives the texture of what is there.
Well, so hold on. So like if I does it actually raise the screen to
Yep.
match that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not some weird taptic thing like Apple's been doing. It's an actual like the screen
No, yeah,
itself
there's
changes.
actually something that modifies the screen to make you feel what's there. It's supposed to be their main focus is on like fabrics and things like that. So
Right.
you can kind of get a feel for different fabrics and things to that
It,
extent. I think that it's going to go a long way if they mesh it together with VR. So that's kind of why I'm excited about it, is because I could see how it could be meshed with VR to be really cool.
well, but I mean, how would you even? Because like the only
Begin
thing
to
I can
do
think
that,
of off
I've got no idea, but
the only thing I think of offhand is if you make a glove and the inside of the glove has this stuff on it, but then you'd also have to have it
well, you wouldn't
move
be able to
across your
feel
finger.
in that case. It'd be more like encompassing so that you can touch things. But I think it's cool. I like the concept. I like that they're going there with the concept, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting once it is out.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna be a consumer product though.
I mean, this is released as a consumer product, but I
Not
don't know if
for
they're gonna.
what though? Like what?
I can only imagine that, there's tons of
Well,
stuff that
maybe
we have.
showrooms for like I want to buy
Sure, sure, like
some
weddings, things like
tile.
that, or yeah,
Yeah.
those kind of things. Like, if you're gonna have a dress made out of a certain fabric or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of different things you could use it for,
But
but
it doesn't seem like I would buy it as an average consumer. It seems like it would be in a showroom or something.
no, yeah, more than likely it would. And but it is pretty cool. On to our next cool thing we got. This is yours, the Here
Oh
One.
yeah. Okay. So the here one now the bad news. It's $300. Okay, so get get that out
Three
of the way
hundred
right now.
dollars. I'm not spending $300 on a
Okay.
pair
Yeah.
of
No, I
earbuds.
got you. It's $300. Comes out next month. The battery life is so-so. It's three-ish hours on one charge, and the case gives it two charges extra, right? So
How long
it's
does it
not.
take to charge?
Oh, I don't know. Um, the sound quality supposedly is good. Obviously, haven't worn them myself. Otherwise, I think I'm a better judge of sound quality than most people. So I would always have to check these out first.
Hmm.
But this is the cool stuff. Okay, now you probably already read that you can mix in the outside world with into your ears, because this was announced last year, but now they've added music to it, right?
Yeah.
So you put them in your ears. They have microphones on them, and then it feeds into your skull, right? Well, their baseline sound, you plug them in, you turn them on, and you open the app, and by a baseline, it supposedly plays the audio at regular level. Okay, so you put them in, and you can hear the world as if you don't have headphones on, right?
Okay.
Then you can tune the world out by dragging your little slider down, so you can turn the world down basically, and then you can mix in music at another variable
So
level.
you get your own background music.
Exactly. They call it the soundtrack for your life. Okay,
Yeah.
so like I think the demonstrator guy said he had this the Spartacus something or the Gladiator soundtrack going out through as 20%. But it starts to getting cool. Okay, so you can give it a little tap, and then it'll cut out the music and then bring you back to like being able to hear things.
Hmm.
Okay, it has directional microphones on it. So if you only want to hear something that you're looking at, you can turn that on. If you want to hear something it's so like you want to listen in on somebody's conversation, you don't horn in on it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just turn your head, turn it up, and you can hear what somebody else is talking about when they don't think you're listening or they don't think you can hear. This is the
Wow.
coolest thing that I
So
heard.
okay, so yeah, you could eavesdrop.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
could just listen to people even though they don't. Well, that's cool, and I do like the idea of a soundtrack for your life.
Hold on. There's one best thing about it. What one icing on the cake, really? You can filter the sound intelligently, not just through an EQ. Like you can EQ the different sounds. Like I can turn the bass down in my real life and turn the bass up on my music.
Hmm.
But you can filter engine noise on a plane, so you can still hear people talking. Filter out the engine noise. You can
So if
filter
I
out the
took like a
crowds.
sample of, like a girl, let's just say, that has kind of a high pitch annoying voice, I could maybe filter her out. Or no, no, is that not a thing yet?
I don't think they have a a female filter, no, but they have a crowd
Uh,
filter. So it's more like the dull.
how about a guy? Maybe let's just say his name is Joe. If we wanted to filter him out.
You just mute me right now. No, they don't have that, but it's really cool. I'm excited. I love the idea here. I don't know if I'd spend $300 on it,
Hmm.
but I really like the idea. I would wear them for sure. Like they don't look stupid. Like they look more like the Braggy Dash. If you're
Yeah, I
familiar
mean
with
they
that
look a
one.
little bit odd, but sorry, getting a little bit of the co-stars feeding through here on the sound, but they don't look bad. I'm curious as to the charging time. I'm
There's a
sure
black one
it's
too. That's not the normal one. So
yeah. I this one was the clearest picture, so I went with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So with clear picture, we're gonna go ahead, and this is actually one of my cool and one of your weirds.
Yes.
So the Project Valerie, which
Was stolen.
I see. I didn't know it was stolen. I've seen things like this. There's actually was you're talking about it was stolen from the Kickstarter. Is that right?
No, two of these were stolen from the CES show floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's like I can understand that gaming laptops are becoming a bigger and bigger thing, and triple screens is, I mean, dual screens is awesome. I run dual screens already,
Yeah.
but triple screens might be a little bit much. At the same time, on a laptop, it seems kind of ridiculous. I'd much rather have them make one that is just for desktops.
You sure this is your cool?
Yeah, no, I like it because it's going to be an affordable way to add additional screens. That's why I like it. Why
See,
do you think it's weird?
well, okay. It's weird. I mean, just look how clunky it's going to be. Like, if you try to fold your laptop up, like, how big is your laptop going to be at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I imagine that first off, they're obviously removable, and second off, they probably
They're not
fold.
removable. They slide back into the main screen. They are not removable.
Yeah, so how, like, oh, you mean like windows?
But
Like, or
either
a slide
okay, so
or a
it's
sliding
not
door?
finished. Like the idea is not finished,
Hmm.
but the idea is that it would fold, like to hide the front screen. You'd fold them together.
I mean, I think you're forgetting one of the cool pieces of technology that you just talked about, which is
I
the
know, but
screen that's about the size of a fucking credit card.
but they're
Okay?
not there. They're not there yet on this. I don't know why, but those screens
Hmm.
were not the size of credit cards.
Okay, but I mean, they don't have to be because Razer makes peripherals, so they're working on it, I'm sure. But I think that it's going to be pretty cool,
Well, okay, but
and
here's another problem with it, right?
mhm.
You're not going to have the video card to drive these things. Well, at least not right now. Even with the 1080, to have three screens running a game, it's not going to work.
I mean, they showed it live, didn't they?
Mm,
Running a game.
I don't think so. I mean,
I'm
even
pretty
if they
sure. I'm
did,
pretty sure they demoed it live. And it was playing a game. That being said, like none of the stuff at CES is perfect yet. Some things are ready for consumer consumption, but at the same time, some stuff is still in development, and they just want to show it off because it's really ridiculously cool. Um, so I could see why it could be a miss. I could see why it could be a hit. Uh, at the same time, and let's be real, gaming is always going to be done on
on a
a
desktop,
desktop by
yeah.
professional gamers. That's all there is to it.
At least the kind
Um,
of gaming that we're used to. And now,
yeah,
another thing to point out about this thing, look where the freaking trackpad's placed. It is the
yeah. I mean,
dumbest place.
I mean, who uses a trackpad on a laptop to game?
Well, then don't
No,
put
no
one
one
on
does.
there, but don't put it in the worst place ever.
I agree. I agree. It is not very good placement.
You could put a 10 key right there.
Now we're gonna move on to the next. This
Well,
is
no,
gonna be
hold on.
another weird.
I have another thing.
Okay.
Okay. So instead of putting more screens on a laptop, why not just have the ability for every tablet that's out there, like your iPads, your
To be a secondary
Android
screen
tablets,
extension.
yeah, just to allow them to have an some kind of video input. Like, what? Why are we not having this tech out there? Like, just access the
Well, I
screen.
mean, the problem that you run into there is the different screen resolutions on these different screens make it so that you can't flawlessly go from one screen to the other. It's something that we run into actually quite frequently. And if you're not using the same screen resolution on both of your screens, then specifically in Windows 10 at least, you end up getting blockage when you try and drag Windows over.
Yeah, but
You
that
just
doesn't mean it
can't.
shouldn't work. Like that's
No, I
dumb.
mean
Like
there are ways to make it work, and
yeah.
I'm sure you've seen people casting with Chrome from one screen to a tablet and so forth, and it's just not perfect.
Like okay,
So
if I have a laptop and I've gotten to another laptop, I should be able to plug one laptop into the other one to use their screen.
no, that's ridiculous.
I should be able to do that. Also, I should be able to do it with
You're not gonna get flawless video that way. Like
I should be able to.
as an extension, yeah, you'll be able to do it, but you're not gonna be able to get flawless video. So
I
that there are flaws in the system.
Technology should be there. This is silly. It's a
Uh,
silly problem to have. If I have a TV, I can plug anything into that. If I've got a monitor, I can plug anything into that.
yeah,
But
no,
an
there's
iMac,
it
no
doesn't
way.
work that way. That's all.
It
Next.
should.
I put this down as one of my weirds, although it is kind of cool, which is the VR boot. I don't know if you read or heard anything on these.
No, I never heard about this. And I
Okay,
follow VR pretty closely.
so check this shit out. You put these boots on,
Uh-huh.
and it simulates the ground and force you were walking with and on. So if you bring your foot up to kick, it's supposed to be like feet controllers, basically. And additionally, if you're walking through like mud and murk, it's supposed to make it feel like you're walking through this murky, muddy area.
Okay, so there's some kind of like liquid on the bottom that can harden at will.
I imagine that it's something like that. I didn't really look at the science behind it. I looked at the concept and thought it was very fucking odd
So there's
because
boots there,
like
but
just
what's
think
supposed to?
you're spending however much on this VR setup and then
Yeah.
next thing you're going to buy shoes that are for this VR setup so you could feel it. And yeah, it seems really cool but odd. It has to do like with the other side of touch. But I don't feel like your feet need to touch as much as your hands do.
It doesn't seem
So
like there'd be enough feedback, like implementation into the games.
yeah, no, it's pretty. I don't know. I'm not sure how they're gonna really incorporate it. You know, it's and what do you do if you're a guy that has really big feet? Like obviously these aren't they're made to be one size fits all, but I wonder if they are.
Yeah, what about all these pro athletes that are using VR? We should feel bad for them.
Hey man, you know what they
What's
say about big feet.
oh jeez.
And
What's the big things above the feet thingies? Like, is that for your hands or your
yeah, I
elbows?
believe it's the hand controller.
Okay,
So it's
so you're
supposed to be
supposed to be able
sold
to
as
feel
like
like
extra
movies or
controllers or
something.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, then let's move on to your next weird, which is kind of weird, but I can understand the concept of it. The smart breast pump.
The Willow, the
Yeah.
Bluetooth enabled breast pump. Now they're weird for obvious reasons because breastfeeding is inherently weird because I'm a dude. But they're actually like legit useful
I can believe
because
it.
like okay, let's say you're a woman. Let's just pretend, all right? And
I'd be damn fine. Okay.
yeah, and you're at work and you're like, "Oh man, I don't want my boss to think that I'm taking tons and tons of breaks because I got pregnant and I want to move up in the world, the working world." So instead of like excusing yourself every 20 minutes to or however long it takes you to pump breast milk, I don't know, and covering yourself up or whatever, you just slide this bad boy into your bra while everybody's looking, no big deal, and you just go and there's just this pump going on in the background. You're done, you pull them out, take out the sack, throw it in the fridge, boom, you're done. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
I mean, I can understand why it would be kind of odd, but at the same time, I think that's actually really cool. I'm curious if they have any kind of fail-safe for, let's say, if you're sleeping, or if you could put it on a timer
I
to
don't
do
think you
it.
put no, it's supposed to sense when you're supposed to be able to eat again or something. I don't know how, but it's supposed to
Um,
be able to tell you, like detect the amount
I
of
mean, that's kind of interesting. I I guess I'd have to see it in action to know exactly
oh god.
what to expect out of it. But that's it's cool. I mean, it's weird but cool.
It maybe it's less weird in like Europe, but they're definitely weird here, man. I don't know.
I mean, I could see why it'd be useful.
Yeah,
So
and if my wife wanted it, I'd get it. But it's $430. I don't know how a regular breast pump costs, but I'd
I
rather
think
have it, farm
they're
to
a
table.
couple $100, but I'm not sure. So let's move on to the
Yeah,
next
please,
weird, which
God.
kind of also is has to do with the body. So I'm gonna fuck this up. I know
Wait,
it.
you got a GIF for yours? I didn't get a GIF.
Yeah, that's because I couldn't find any action shots. So the Furrion Prostesis, I believe. Um, so it's quite literally a running machine, basically. I believe they said it could go like 25 miles an hour, and it's
What?
full body encompassing.
Wait,
You
is
can't.
this like I can wear one of these
Yeah, yeah,
and go 25 miles an hour?
yep.
I mean, it looks like the dude in the
It's
picture
got
is
it's
going like
got
5 miles an hour.
it's got husks on it too. Okay, it's
Husks?
like husks. You see
You mean
the
like I
things
can
on the
stab
front?
people?
The tusks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I can stab people.
They're not really angled downward like that. It's more like a roll cage. You can see the entire thing's kind of built like a roll cage. I'm not
Yeah.
sure about the stealth balancing and things like that if it gets flipped, but they did have people climbing into it at CES, and I gotta say, like, step fucking one to true Gundams. I am down. All right, like while this looks weird as like a weird concept, fucking get me a Gundam. I will be happy.
No, no. Although I think I read something about South Korea making a real life Gundam.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, people have made replicas and things like that, and honestly, this looks more like a walker from like Star Wars right here. But yeah, so it's pretty odd, but I think it'll be cool.
Dude, can you
Um,
imagine like impact like robot impact sports with these kind of things like just like running around like boom, like football
yeah, I
style.
mean, I think it'd actually be better if they made it remote, kind of like how we use drones now. If your operation could be in a separate room, then we could actually replace football players.
No, I think the point of this is to actually get around like on
I'm
all
not sure what
terrains.
the point is, but it definitely is a cool thing. Like,
Yeah, you go
regardless,
into a
I'd
desert,
love to ride one.
you go into a desert and you can just run around forever, dude. It'd be
Yeah.
awesome. You don't have to worry about like giant ass wolves coming out and eating you. And you can run into them with your husk.
All right, so next, something that maybe you could use,
Oh god.
the HushMe,
This thing is so
which is also
freaking
your
weird, dude.
weird.
If you watch the promo, it says stylish and ergonomic design. That
It
is the
looks
weirdest.
so fucking Bane mask right there.
It is
I don't
such
even
a
know.
weird thing.
Like, if that isn't a voice changer, I don't know what the hell it is.
Well, it might have voice changing, but all it's. I mean, you know what it's for.
Yeah, it's supposed to be so that you could talk into it without disturbing other people.
Yeah, like you're at a library.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they actually have other things that are like this that are supposed to put out noise canceling waves within a certain radius, but you just set them on the table instead of wearing them on your fucking face.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So
I would trust that. It's like the cone of silence
kind of,
from.
yeah, like they I think I don't want to know. I don't know if it's actually fully completed yet, but I watched the video on it, and you could put it on like if you're in a hotel room, you put it on like the glass, and it'll dampen all of the outside sound, so that all you have is the inside sound.
Yeah.
Or if you're in a restaurant or something and you're having a hard time hearing the people that you're with, you're supposed to be able to put it down, and it puts out like noise canceling waves around you so that you can hear better within a certain range. Super
Yeah.
fucking cool. Way cooler than this weird looking thing, but I don't know where the technology is on that. So, uh, next odd to T, the hair coach.
What the hell?
So that the hair coach,
Hold on. What?
it tells you how to brush your hair. Because apparently people brush their hair wrong. They brush their hair wrong. So there is this device, this hair coach, which will coach you to
What?
brush your hair
Actively? Like,
properly.
good job. 3 more strokes. Like
No, it's like literally it tells you if you're brushing it improperly, which I have no fucking idea how it could tell if you're brushing your hair properly or not, considering most people's hair grows different.
must have a
Um,
gyroscope.
yeah, it's got to have something. It has to also be able to tell where the hair's natural flow goes. Otherwise, how do you know if you're brushing it properly?
Maybe
So
you can detect if you're going against the grain somehow, like while you're brushing.
yeah, I imagine that there's probably a way,
Maybe you
but
map your
it's
head out by
definitely a
like combing
weird,
through.
weird product. But I can understand why people would want it. Hair's a big deal to a lot of people.
No, dude, only women would use this brush.
Nah, man, come on. I mean that
No.
leads right into our next subject, and we're gonna make hair great again
What?
with the Trump inauguration.
Oh yeah, yeah, that happened, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's
sweaty.
I'll be honest, his speech wasn't terrible. There were a couple things I didn't agree with. Um, it's the only reason that companies are being lost is because they're going
Tax
for
rate,
wherever they can get the cheapest thing made. Even if they're getting taxed out the ass, they don't care.
tax rate.
Yeah, I mean
They're
that
leaving
too.
because of a tax rate. We have 35% tax rate here for corporations, and there are places that have 10%. I think it's Ireland.
Yeah, I mean it's just I don't know. Like that was about the only problem that I had with his inaugural speech. Everything else actually sounded pretty good. I did notice that there were like no black people besides the Obamas there, which is weird.
Oh, you mean
So
like Clarence Thomas, the guy that swore in Mike
I'm sorry,
Pence?
and
He's
I mean
not black.
I mean African Americans and people of uh, darker skin persuasion, I guess.
What do you
Or
think Clarence Thomas is?
yeah, I know, but that's like you got thousands of people around, and there's three that are people of color, for instance. I thought that was
Obama
really
was there.
yeah.
Obama and his wife were there.
Yeah, that's about it. So,
Bill Clinton was there.
yeah, is he an albino? Is that he looks good though.
No,
He
he was
does.
supposed to be like
I'll give it to him.
he's supposedly like the first black president. It's a joke. There,
I
yeah,
I have not
you never
I have
heard
not
that.
heard of this. No.
The whole joke. So quick fact: it was the shortest inaugural speech in 40 years since Carter's in '77. Um,
Well, I mean, the people do say that he likes to keep it simple, or dumbed down, if you will, and that's why people like what he's saying.
I don't understand that word, and as such, I'm gonna take it as offense.
Yep.
Um, I think the real story today was Bill Clinton checking out the girls, the Trump girls, and Hillary giving him this big evil stare about it. Did you see this?
No.
Oh man,
I
okay,
believe it. I believe it.
you
I
gotta
did
pull it
not.
up. This shit is hilarious. You
I
gotta
did
pull it
not
up.
see it, but I did. I do believe it.
You gotta pull it up, dude.
Oh, after I'll check it out.
No, you have to watch it. I want you to react to it. You have to watch it.
Wow.
Like you can actually see his mouth say, that's good." Legit. You can see it
You're
happen.
right. That's probably the best part of the inauguration that I didn't even notice.
So this is the interesting thing about this interaction, right? He stares, she looks at him, and he notices that she's staring at him, and he goes instantly back to staring, and then she's like, all right, I see how it is. It makes you wonder, does she
And
even care?
maybe he was looking at Baron,
That's
the
such a
sweet
bullshit.
sweet boy Baron,
That's
just
such
sitting there
bullshit.
falling asleep again.
No. But here's the thing: does she actually care that he's staring, or
Oh,
is she
I
trying?
doubt it. Like
But yeah,
people
well,
that care that guys look at other girls, that's ridiculous. I mean, not to say that like here's the thing. I feel like if you're going to be with a woman, you're going to be with her. So if you're looking at another girl, so what? You're not with them. Like it happens. You look at other women.
yeah, not women do not agree with you.
That's
But
okay. They could
but
not agree with me, but you know what?
there,
I can admire women and men the
no.
same way.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is Hillary Clinton a lesbian? Because if she doesn't care, why? Right? So like maybe since the Monica Lewinsky thing, they haven't had sex, but maybe it was before that. It was way before that. Maybe they're a power
No,
couple
no.
and they never had sex
Here, this
except to have
what I
their
think it is
children.
I think that
Maybe she
she
was artificially
understands.
inseminated. We don't know.
I think she understands that he's going to look, all right, and there's no crime against looking. I mean, there should be crimes against certain things that are, like obviously bodily exposure and things like that. People have different outlooks on, but no crime against looking. I think that if you want to look, look. As soon as you act on it, that's when you become the betrayer. That's when you become the cheater. That's when things get bad.
Let me
Okay,
ask you
but
this: if he looked in the first place,
mhm.
decided he liked what he was looking at, and continued to look, isn't that an action?
No. Here, like, check it out. If I go
What if
and
okay? What if you're staring at a wreck? You're driving on a
yeah,
highway,
hmm
and everyone's slowing down, and you glance at the wreck, and you're like, "That's a nasty wreck." And instead of staring at the wreck, you just keep driving. Why doesn't Clinton just keep driving?
well, I mean, there's a lot. Your analogy has a lot of problems with it.
The first
For
problem is that
instance,
there's no traffic,
are there
but
are there people there helping them already? Do you help the people that are inside of this wreck?
no, we're assuming that
Um,
there's a bunch of cops and a bunch of fire
yeah,
people
no, I
there.
mean, so why stop? I mean, actually, if I saw a wreck, I would acknowledge the wreck and try and get away from it as fast as I can.
Yeah, that's what I do, which is the same thing I would do if I saw a really hot girl. I would glance and say, "Oh, she's really hot," and I would move on and keep driving.
I mean, and here's the thing: we don't know exactly what he's looking at. We could assume it's the Trump girls, but at the same time,
Dude,
like even if it is
what he
or
was
isn't, it
staring at.
doesn't matter. Like obviously, if it is, all she's thinking is, well, that's just Bill,
Yeah, well, I think
and
that's what we're all thinking.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. So I think that that's kind of where it is. I could definitely agree. That's probably the best thing about the inauguration. It was short. It was sweet. He said "great" a lot,
Yeah,
and that was kind of annoying. But
he quoted the Bible a little bit more than I thought he would,
yeah, I mean
which
that
more
was
than once is what I
yeah.
was thinking.
So I mean, all in all, I think it was not bad.
There
It was
was
not it
one.
was not great, but not bad. I mean, a lot of the everyone that walked out with him had the smuggest looks on their face, and I guess they deserve it. But
Did you notice that Pence shook Clinton's hand, but Trump didn't shake either Clinton's hand?
yeah, yeah, I did notice that.
Must have been an intentional snub, I think.
I did notice that Pence didn't shake the Obama's hand either.
I think he did.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Oh well, he came close to it then.
Yeah, he
Um,
within his bubble.
so
So,
what? Like Trump and Pence, like they drew straws, and they're like,
hmm
big straw gets to shake Obama's hand, small straw gets to shake the Clintons' hand.
I think it was more has to, not gets to.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
so that being said, I think that that pretty much wraps it up. We
I don't know.
talked about the.
I had a joke. I had a joke. All
All
right.
right.
So you heard Trump talk about the Bible, right?
Yeah.
He's like quoting it, and he's like, "How good and pleasant it is." Blah blah blah. Right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if there was a Bible as read by Trump, like the entire Bible read
Oh
by Trump?
man. I guess you're gonna have to send something to Alec Baldwin.
I mean, you start out first page. In the beginning, God
I'll
created
tell
the
you, dude.
heavens
I
and
couldn't.
the earth.
All I could hear was him talking like an ass the entire time, and I could not unhear it. But that's just how he talks. It's just
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the
like
first.
the association with seeing him and his mouth move makes me think ass.
It's probably
And
just a typical New Yorker, though. Let's be honest.
yeah, it probably is. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much it. We tried to brew the truth for you here. Um,
Some of us tried to snub people who were brewing it a little
yeah,
more than
yeah,
others.
we did. Unfortunately, we're on time
See?
constraints, but thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, Brew the Truth under Drinking Wisemen, and also on iTunes, Brew the Truth. Cheers until next time, and
Ding.
thanks again for listening.
Bye.
Bye.